What is going on, flowers, and welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays on FM21. Today, we're taking on Juventus in our final group stage game in the Champions League, and we're going to be taking on Debrecen in the league for the final game of the first half of the season because we have our winter break, and winter breaks are fantastic. Every league in the world should do one because it just gives our players an opportunity to take just a couple of weeks of rest, and that is it's always a good thing. But if you do go and enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now let's get into the video. So, one thing I didn't mention in the intro is the fact that we've already qualified from our group, which is fantastic. We're guaranteed at least second place because we beat Rangers in the last game and Juventus beat Lille 7-2, I think it was. I think it was quite a comfortable victory. Anyway, would have been here. Yeah, 7-2. So quite a comfortable victory for them. We are back continuing top of the league. Debrecen won against Ferencváros in a game they played. So we have a 4-point advantage. And there is no unbeaten teams in the league anymore. So I'm happy because my biggest rival in the league has lost a game. So since we were last here, we beat Honvéd 6-0. Mark O'Neill getting himself a cheeky little hat-trick. We beat Rangers 2-0. Quite a spectacular own goal by Sean Doherty. Actually, yeah, we'll show you that. It was a beautiful own goal. Beautiful own goal. Hopefully it'll show everything properly, because I've had issues with trying to show highlights previously. But Baradze went for a jog. Doherty slid in. I thought it was a penalty originally, but no, it was an own goal, and it was spectacular. We then went and beat MTK 5-0 with a slightly rotated side because our players were quite tired. Zigri managed to get himself a brace. Roy Jensen also scoring, which was fantastic, and Bourdais doesn't normally scored a screamer, so can't complain about that. And then Ujpest 3-2, could have been more comfortable. Rocco Simic, a player we had on trial previously, scored against us, which, if you were to say that about any player in the league, a lot of players we've had on trial, so you could go to the top, like Robert Simon, ex-player of ours. Actually, neither of the two players in the assists. Edison Kuba, also one of our ex-players. Clean sheets, no. Kim Min Wook is one of our players on loan at Meshkoved. So we're pretty dominant in terms of players in the league, because I have just kind of shotgun bought players, just like grab every good player in the world that will come to the club, because we've had some players who straight up just refuse to join us, which is upsetting. There's a Polish wonder kid I was trying to sign, and he has no interest in joining because of the club's standing in world football. We're one of the best teams in the world, according to coefficients. Not interested. For this game, though, we do have a slight issue. Mayer is suspended. Bourdais picked up an injury 2 days ago, so he's not able to play. So Shaggy is going to start at left back. Not ideal, because he is not a very good player. Like, full stop. But they're literally the only left backs we have, because Haller is unregistered, and that's it. It's Bourdais, Haller, and Mayer are kind of left back trio. Not really worked out all that well for us. Palacio also came to me and said he wanted to be taken off the transfer list, and then 6 hours later wanted to go back on the transfer list. So yeah, because I didn't fulfill the promise that I made to him, even though FM things. So Kranjic starts in goal for today's game. Hernandez and Shaggy as our wing backs. Bedina and Neri in central defence. It's pretty much our standard centre back partnership at this stage. Kwasi O'Neill in central midfield. Jensen and Carlsberg as our wide men. Zigri and Fuskas starting up front. Fuskas's form has dropped off a little bit. He is wanted by Arsenal still. Kranjic still has interest, but now it's got interest from Juventus. Juventus from interest. Palacio is wanted by Man City and MTK. So be interesting to see who he goes to. Or Davidson has interest from Ferencváros and MTK as well. So a lot of our players have interest from other clubs. But I we're not really in a position where we need to sell anymore. We've almost 200 million in the bank. So we're not in a position where a club can come in and be like, hey, here's 2 million for a player. And we'll be like, thank you very much. Like Karetic sitting on their bench was a player we sold when we didn't have a huge amount of money. Could have really I think he would have done quite well had he stayed here. I'm going to put my fists and say I fully expect you to keep our run going. Because we are in good form. I wouldn't mind if this was a game where there was no highlights whatsoever, to be honest. But there probably will be. They still have quite a number of elder players at this stage. Like actual real life human beings are still in their team. Is still in their team. So in theory, we should have just a fresher, younger squad. You would think. Because I think Carlsberg is like the only actual human being left in our team. Speaking the devil, puts the ball through. But Demiral just gets a touch, but pushes it pushes it back to the goalkeeper. And Juventus have the ball. Keeper's distribution wasn't great. O'Neill, quite a nice tackle, but unfortunately only does enough to play through the Juventus striker, who is one of the best strikers in the world, it has to be said. Fayad is an absolute monster, and Schmidt just eased past Hernandez, slots it in the back of the net, and Kranic was beaten very, very easily. That was not it's not how I really wanted to start the game. Arthur with the corner, Neary headed it clear, but Schmidt punts it clear to Arthur, finds Schmidt again. Arthur and Schmidt are just kind of playing a little 1-2. Roy Jensen's pass isn't great, and Weston McKennie is there to get a hold of it. Calafiori is actually a player we had made an offer for, and I cancelled the transfer because I didn't think we needed Calafiori, because I think we got Mayer instead. Now he's playing for Juventus. Fayard, thankfully, is caught offside by the looks of it. It looked like he's offside. Checking. Disallowed. Okay. Yeah, that was Ferran Torres. Ooh, quite close. He was offside, but it was quite close. I would like to win this match, or even draw. I think if we draw, I think we're fine. O'Neill. Oh, what a goal by O'Neill. I think it took him 100 games nearly. It was about 100 games to score his first goal for the club. He's been on an absolute tear ever since. That's his 6th of the season. An absolute screamer of a goal. And it's leveled it up. So I think that puts us back top of the group. So I think we were top of the group before this started. That was interesting. Shaki's up there. He's going to lose the ball. Yep. And Neary doesn't bother heading the ball. Matthias Kranic is easily beaten. What is going on? I should have just gone with 3 at the back. I should have just played 3 centre backs and just completely given up on the fact that we were going to. Arthur. Kranic misses the ball. Oh, how can I blame Shaggy for this one? I can't blame. Can I blame Shaggy for this? I can't. Keeper just absolutely fluffs his lines, never gets near the ball. Yeah, awful. According to Neary and Shaggy are both playing terribly. It's whoever's playing alongside Shaggy is going to struggle. That's just the way it is. A lot more to come. Not quite. Yeah, okay. I said to the midfield what I wanted to say to them. We probably should make a change. Bourdais probably isn't going to be long before he gets on the pitch, just because I think he's got a tight thigh. I'll take that over having Shaggy in the team. He's given a penalty. Shaggy. Oh, you use. Oh. Not a penalty. He's got away with that one. He's got away with that one. My chair's sinking. Here he is with a throw. Does he find a player? He does. He finds one of our players. Carlsberg pushes himself. How has my team decided today, of all days, is to... Demand more. Jensen with the corner. Whips it in. Can't find one of our players. And now Arthur. Looks like he's just going to go alone. Arthur, no, he's found Ferran Torres. Come on, lads. Do something. Tackle. Anybody? Anybody? Matthias? Just puts it wide. Do you want me to bring Medina off and bring Bourdais on? No, Bourdais going on at left back. Zigri has played as if he doesn't even know how to be a footballer. We haven't. Well, to be fair, we haven't seen anything of our strikers. Or just our. All right, so Bourdais is coming on. It's going to go attacking. We need to score 2 goals because then we'll be level in the game. A draw gets us top of the group, and that is what we want because we don't want to be playing. There's some very big teams, like very good teams, have won their groups. I don't really want to be taking on the big boys. I'd prefer to take on like a Moscow or Porto. I think Porto finished second in their group. Don't really want to be taking on like Real Madrid or Barcelona or PSG. I think PSG won, or maybe PSG are playing today. Oh, keeper is living on the edge here. Fayard so comfortably past the keeper. I think we go for it. I think just caution to the wind. Bourdais is meant to be a centre back. Who's the best libero? Bourdais. Bourdais can be the libero. Hernandez is going to come off for Palacio, but we're going to go Palacio up front. Palacio's going up front. You can go on a complete forward. You can be an advanced forward. Balls to the wall, lads. Balls to the wall. Just push it all. Give everything. Sorensen finds Fuskis. Oh, he's turned and burned. And he gets the ball taken off his feet. Oh, nothing is working for us today. With the way this video is going, I don't think we're actually going to be taking on depression because this is quite a lengthy episode so far. Where it's going to go very attacking because what difference does it make at this stage? If we lose 5-1, makes no difference. We're guaranteed second in the group at least. If we could score 3 goals. Taki Sorensen, like 15 shots before he managed to get that one even at the goal. And Neary has been absolutely trash. And that's definitely offside. Roy Jensen, yeah. Like, why would you, like, you know Jensen's offside there. Why would you... So we lose 4-1. We still made it through. Far from pleased with that result. Shiki, terrible performance. Neary, I'm furious. Demotivated. But you weren't great. So, you know. Palacios definitely hasn't made himself any favours for a transfer, having come off the bench and not been all that good. Rangers actually managed to win a game, beating Lille. They'll be regretting how poorly they started the group, because they could have actually made it into the Europa League. So we've been given a bit of money for the number of wins. Medina is going to be out for the first leg of the next round, which that draw should be soon. First knockout round, the draw is in a couple of days. Yeah, we're not going to play the Depression game because I don't want this video to go on for weeks. But we are going to be back in just a second. We're going to do the draw. And I'll update you on how we did against Depression. As you can see, we have a game against Borussia Dortmund coming up because of the Gilmar transfer. So hopefully we don't draw Borussia Dortmund in the group or in the first knockout round. Right, fellas, so it is time for the Champions League first knockout round draw. We're not seeded because obviously we did finish second in our group. So we're in the unseeded side of the draw, but we could potentially take on Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man City, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Liverpool, or AC Milan. So of all those teams, I think Chelsea. Give me Chelsea. So Man United first out to take on Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid draw, Liverpool, Inter Milan. It'll be one of 4 teams. Real Madrid. Okay, so they've taken Real Madrid away from us. That is fine. Porto take on Man City. PSV play Chelsea. CSKA Moscow take on Juventus. So it's going to be Barcelona or AC Milan for us. Or PSG are unseeded as well. What the? I'm going to say Barcelona. AC Milan. Okay, that's fine. PSG take on Barcelona. Actually curious what teams didn't make the knockout round. So Roma and Bayer Leverkusen get knocked out. Monaco and Mold. Mold actually beat Inter Milan, which was a surprise, I have to say. Fenerbahce and Dinamo Kiev, you kind of expect that. Celtic and Dinamo both not winning a game in their group. It's not great for them. Borussia Dortmund finished third in their group. Oh! CSKA Moscow knock Borussia Dortmund out. Club Brugge get third. Frankfurt finish fourth. Valencia finishing third in their group, and Utrecht, only team in the Champions League to not score a point, was Utrecht. So that's not great for them. My mouse has decided to stop working for some reason. But we take on AC Milan. We've played them previously in a friendly and 3 years ago now, in the Europa League semi-final, losing quite comfortably. 6-4 on aggregate. Not ideal. But that's when we had like Hidalgo was still playing for us. Oriola. We've had a huge change. Werner was still here. Vlek was still one of our players. Barreto was here. Maputa. Mandira. There's 3 players in this team that started this game that are still here. Carlsberg, who played terribly. Bordet and Kjell Arne Johansson. So big changes to the team since the last time we played AC Milan. So they won't have a clue what they're coming up against because we don't really know what we're doing ourselves. So the next episode will be the end of the transfer window, and then whatever game comes with that. So we have some transfers pre-agreed. Some interesting players are coming in. I may be focusing kind of on players that I think are going to be leaving. Shiggy has also been transfer listed because I had a word with him about how poor he did in that game, and drew a little strap. So transfer listed, he's getting out of here. So next episode will be transfer roundup for the winter window and whatever game falls closest to it. We have had our youth preview, and it looks terrible. A lot of wingers come through. Fullbacks have plenty of promise. Well, at least one. He's also a Dorogi, so potentially could be a son of mine, which would be delightful. Also, if I do get a left back son, I played left back when I was younger, that would be poetry. But it does say do not expect much from this youth intake, which I'm not going to. So if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. The more likes, the more likely it is that the young Hungarian left back is my son, and I would love to get a son in FM because I haven't had one for a couple of years now. But if you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. Love you very much. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Bye.